1 out of every 4 Americans have no emergency savings at all. And over half of Americans would have to use their credit cards to pay for a $1,000 emergency fund. That's not good. Without the savings to pay for the critical needs when they come up, most people end up more stressed and further into debt. So in this video, I'm going to give you 5 ways to quickly save your $1,000 starter emergency fund. Let's go. Now I know a lot of people will say $1,000, that ain't gonna do anything these days. That's such outdated advice. And to some degree, that's true. After all, if an engine goes out in your car, or you lose your job, or you have to go to the ER and don't have insurance, $1,000 isn't gonna be enough. However, most people can't save money because they're in debt up to their eyeballs. It's hard to save a lot of money when you're paying 30% in interest on credit cards. So $1,000 is enough of a challenge for most people, and it's enough to hold you off while you pay down debt. Once you stop losing half of your money in interest, then you can use the income to build a true 3 to 6 month emergency fund. And also, if you look at the numbers, $1,000 really is enough to cover many situations. For example, if you get in an accident, the average car insurance deductible is $500. The average car repair is $550, and the average urgent care visit is less than $200. So $1,000 is enough for many things. And even for things where it's not enough, like an emergency room visit, for example, which is on average $1,600, $1,000 covers most of it. And by the time you actually get the bill, which is, if many of you guys know, medical bills can come months after, you often have enough time to build $1,000 back up before the bill is due anyways. And that's exactly what you should do. Anytime your emergency fund gets below $1,000, you want to make it a top priority to get it back to that $1,000 mark. But you can't get it back up there if you never had $1,000 to begin with. So the first tip to save $1,000 emergency fund is to cook at home. Yes, I know it sounds miserable having to cook at home, and lost is the art of making a good meal in your own kitchen. But eating out is one of the big areas where most people overspend. On average, most people spend $330 every single month on eating out. The average meal is $16 when eating out versus $4 when eating at home. This alone can get you a $1,000 emergency fund over a few months, but at least would save the average person $250 in just 1 month. So it's a quarter of the way to your goal. Some people spend $1,000 or $2,000 every month on eating out. They could build their emergency fund in 1 month, no problem. And remember, you don't have to stop eating out forever. It's just until you can hit some of your goals, like saving for emergencies. Not to mention, it's a healthier lifestyle to live anyways, because these restaurants really are killing us, but I digress. Number 2, but before we continue, I just want to ask that you subscribe and share this video. It not only can help them build a $1,000 emergency fund, but it can help us get to 1,000 subscribers as well. So we'd appreciate it. Number 2, you can save a $1,000 emergency fund by negotiating down your bills. And I mean all of your bills, but especially the big ticket items: car insurance, cell phone and internet, homeowner's insurance, and even your utility bills, especially if you're in a deregulated market. Let's take a look at car insurance, for example. Only 1 in 4 Americans shop around for car insurance every year. And that stinks, because on average, people who shop around can cut their car insurance in half. The last time I shopped for car insurance, my bill went from $1,600 to $1,000. And that's pretty good savings to me. Most people also save $40 a month on their homeowner's insurance, and they can save over $60 a month on their self-service, especially if they switch to a virtual mobile network provider. Just those 3 things alone, and you're saving another $200 plus every month. So you're almost halfway to your $1,000 emergency fund, and it's just been 1 month. Now, I know shopping around is a massive pain in the butt. Who wants to sit on the phone for 2 hours calling all their providers? Not me. But think of it this way. Can you spend 2 total hours at your job and get $200 more in your paycheck every month for a year? Don't think so. So the work is definitely worth it. Number 3, if you quickly want to build a $1,000 emergency fund, then sell stuff you don't need or want anymore. Most people have plenty of stuff around their house that they don't want or need, but are worth a good amount of money if they were to sell it. Especially things like electronics. If you bought a new computer and the old one's just collecting dust, you could easily sell that for a few $100s. Let's say you have a massive video game collection, but you don't have the time to play video games anymore. You could easily sell that for hundreds of dollars as well. Or for all the people out there who love collecting kitchen appliances and cookware, go ahead and sell that panini press that you never use, or the second coffee maker that you don't use, or the cookware set that looks great but has never seen a stove. In addition to getting some good money out of selling these items, I know for me, spaces in my house feel much better when they're clutter-free. So it's a good idea anyways. Most people can easily get $500 or more by selling some of these unused items around their house. And you can save even more by not buying more useless stuff to replace those items that you just got rid of. Kind of would defeat the point anyways, right? Next, if you want to save a $1,000 emergency fund, one thing you can do is to take public transportation or carpool. Now, only 3% of workers use public transportation, so I know a lot of people out there hate this idea. But just hear me out. It's not as bad as it sounds. When I was in college, I used to live at home with my parents, and whenever I went to school or work, I took public transportation. I took an express bus an hour from Conyers, Georgia to Atlanta, Georgia. Then I took the MARTA train to the next station. Then I took the MARTA bus to the street my job was on. Then I walked a few blocks to work. Now, when I first thought about taking the bus, it sounded miserable. And yes, I'm not a big fan of MARTA. However, most of my ride was on a very peaceful, very clean express bus. And I actually enjoyed the experience, one, because I hate driving in Atlanta traffic. It just bothers me. When I was taking the bus, it was much more relaxing. I could catch up on work or school assignments or reading. Or, sometimes I could take a nap too. But mostly I was actually more efficient with my time because you aren't getting much homework or work done driving in traffic for an hour. And of course, it also saved me over $100 a month on gas. But that brings me to the next thing. You can save a $1,000 emergency fund by holding off the purchases that you had planned and reallocating that money. As an example, if you don't have a car but you need one to get to work, or if your car broke down and didn't have an emergency fund to fix it, most people would just put the repairs on a credit card or get a loan to buy another car, putting them in an even worse financial position. Instead, I would hold off on spending that money and figure out how to take public transportation while I save the money to fix or pay for another car and build up my emergency fund so it doesn't happen again. Most times I find that people really don't need to get another car, they just want one. They may think they need to upgrade, but they don't. Do whatever you can to hold off on that purchase until you're in a better financial position. If you don't have an emergency fund, you can hold off on that furniture purchase that you had planned and instead put that money towards your emergency fund. Then you can save for a new furniture set after. These things may seem like necessities, but they're really just inconveniences that we don't absolutely need to fix immediately. We often can find a temporary solution until we can get in a better financial state. If you have absolutely nowhere to sit in your home, then take one of your parents' old couches and get it cleaned. Or you can take a couple $100s and buy a cheap futon that you can use in the meantime while you build your emergency fund. Yeah, you might not have the best situation when company comes over, but they'll get over it. It's more important that you have the cash in the bank in case an emergency comes up than it is impressing your family and friends with a nice new furniture set. The next way you can save $1,000 is, of course, by making more money by getting a new job. But first, you can check out this video right here if you want to know the right questions you must ask before accepting a job offer.